Hey everyone, 大家好. Happy Valentine's Day!
Hey, happy Valentine's Day!
We hope
Yay.
you have a special someone to spend it with.
Yes, we do. And if you don't, you get to spend it with us.
So, obviously, we're all dressed up today.
Dressed to the nines.
Look
Mike's in
at
a
us.
turtleneck. I'm
Yeah.
in a big coat. You can't see what I'm wearing, but I think you guys are going to like it.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
I certainly do. How about you guys hit that like button
Yes.
for us wearing all fancy clothing today,
We
huh?
never get fancy for you guys. So we are taking you guys back to where it all began, all right? You guys have heard our story. We have met on our college campus of IU Bloomington. So that is where we are headed right now.
And we're going to show you where we had our first date, when we first met,
Oh my
and we'll show you guys our first kiss as well. And the details of that kiss might surprise you.
They
so.
definitely surprised me, so.
And you definitely surprised me. So anyway, let's get going. And here's a question for you guys. What is your ideal first date? Leave a comment, let us know. And if you have any crazy first date stories, share that with us too. Alright, so this is where my day started when we went on our first date. And it's at this pay by quarter. You can pay by quarter over here. Pay by quarter car wash, because I wanted to wash my car and to make sure that, you know, my car is like nice and shiny when I went to pick one up.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a lot of effort that went into this. So I drove a Dodge Challenger V8 with the stick shift at the time, and I really wanted to make sure that I polish up that bad boy. So when I go and pick one up, that she's gonna be impressed. So that's where my day started. And then it's actually when I was finished washing my car that I called Gwen for the first time.
Yes, so he called me. My apartment that I was in at the time is not too far from here. So he was calling to tell me he was on his way. He was very close. And when I saw him calling, I knew he was going to comment on my voice, because I have a very deep voice.
You don't-
It's not a girly voice, okay?
Not.
It's not like a...
It's sultry.
It's sultry, thank you. And for 1 second, I was like, what if I do like a high-pitched voice or some kind of higher voice when I answer so he's not put off by it? But then I was like, I'm gonna have to do the rest of the night in that voice, so I was just like, nope, hello. And he goes immediately like, oh, your voice is deeper than I thought. And I was like, I knew it. So now we head to my apartment
To pick you up.
to pick me up.
So
So-
where are we?
This is my old apartment complex where Mike first picked me up. It's a very tiny, tiny apartment complex. Yeah, it was that apartment right there in the middle. That was me.
And upstairs.
And upstairs, top floor, upstairs, that was me.
So I pulled up, and then what did we do? I'm pretty sure I got out of the car.
I wanna say, yes, you got out of the car,
I got out of the
100%.
car. Did we hug? Because usually, see, my go-to move is for sure a hug.
Right.
But Gwen is saying that
I really think we went for a
we went in for
handshake
like a little
first.
friendly handshake.
I think that was what we did first, but I remember it being kind of like a formal meeting at first, and I was like, oh, okay.
Maybe.
I think
Maybe
so.
we started off formal and then later we got nasty. Maybe, I don't know. My advice: go for hug. But
Yes.
I guess in our case, per your memory, we went for handshake, guys. This is 5 years ago, so you
Please
know.
give us some time. Like,
Yeah,
give us
five
some
and a
credit.
half years ago
It
or
has
something
been a
like
while.
that. Yeah.
I'm just lucky I remembered where my apartment was.
Yeah. Now we picked one up and we're off to the restaurant.
So we have just pulled up to the restaurant. Mike was in charge of picking the restaurant.
That's right. That's
Yes.
right. So this place was called Grazie when we went on our first date. They've changed. I think they've like sold a new owner or whatever.
Something. It's still Italian
It's
food.
still an Italian place, but when I picked the restaurant, okay, I thought this was like a really fancy place.
Which it is.
And that there's no way that Gwen has ever been here before. So I was like ready to like surprise her and
Yes.
impress her by taking her to this nice fancy Italian restaurant, right?
Yeah.
So as we were driving there,
Yes, he was dropping a hint. He was like, "Oh, so I think you're gonna really like this restaurant. It's the place in a square. It's called Grazie." And I was like, "I know it. I went there for my 16th birthday because I am born and raised in Bloomington. I am what's known
townie.
Yes, as a townie. I pretty much lived here my entire life, so I knew exactly where he was taking me.
So that was a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah.
Because I thought it would have been her first time.
Yeah, I guess
but
I never.
Turned out that she has been here before. Hopefully that was the only time where I thought it was her first time, but it turned out it wasn't.
I plead the fifth.
Let's go eat. When we went on our first date, Gwynn, how old were you?
I was 19.
She was 19 and I just turned 21, so I don't think we got drinks, but we got drinks this time.
We got drinks this time.
Starting with the Aperol Spritz.
And a French 75. Cheers.
So what did we do on our first date, Gwynn? What was the one thing that we were trying to be edgy about?
We were being very edgy. What we did is that we ordered for each other, and I thought that was really weird. Mike requested it.
Yeah.
And
what did you get me?
I got him salmon because that's what I wanted, and I was like, I don't know what else to say, so I'm just gonna say salmon.
Yeah.
And then what did you get me?
I got her some scallops. I didn't want to order her like what I wanted, like a red meat or like a steak or something.
Smart.
So I was like, hey, you know, girls like some seafood, right? So I ordered her scallop. So today we'll do the same thing again, but now that we've known each other for more than 5 years, our orders should be more for each other's liking, huh?
Yes, I really hope so.
The food has arrived, Gwynn. You finally got what you wanted. I got you the salmon.
But I've never wanted salmon on pasta, so this will be interesting.
You're gonna have to deal with it. And Gwynn, what'd you get me?
I got you a penne vodka pasta with shrimp. Only 3 it looks like, so I'm sorry, there's only 3.
It's good. I'll deal with it.
Okay.
I'll deal with it.
Sounds good.
Drink number 2. All right, so that was a great dinner.
It was amazing.
It's raining like crazy over here.
I don't know, it's kind of romantic. I like it.
Yeah, so after our first day, right? I was like, dude, I gotta make it romantic so I can make out with this girl. So we decided to go on a walk
around the little square that's
here,
in
let me
this
show you, let me show you.
area.
Let me show you.
It's like town hall, I guess. I don't know what that is. This is the area we walked around. It wasn't raining then, but we walked around and it was just very nice. We were holding hands.
Yeah. You know, before you make out, before you kiss, before you go in for the kiss, you gotta say something nice. You know, you gotta say something nice. So I was like, hey, you know how like girls put on makeup to like impress the guy? Well, this is where like we walked up to our car.
Yep.
My car.
Yep.
Yeah. And I was like, well, you know, I washed my car for you. And she was like, oh, wow, really? And that's where, here we go, let's reenact it.
No, I can't reenact it. This is weird.
This is what I did, okay? So this is what a normal first kiss should be. I just kind of like pulled her in, right? And then this is a normal first kiss, okay?
Yeah.
It'd be like, oh. That's where it should have ended. But what ended up happening is, see, I am not the too much tongue guy. I use
the right amount
of tongue.
No. It's not
But
too
what
much.
happened, Gwynn?
Well, okay, so I got very excited.
And you're very inexperienced.
I'm very inexperienced. We already talked about that in the whole discussion.
The minute that I used a little bit of tongue, she was like,
oh, that's an invitation. Let's go all out.
it's tongue time. So it ended up being something like...
No, I can't reenact it. No.
It ended up being something like this, okay? And it's like kiss. She gave me all of the tongue.
I gave him everything.
And it was all in my mouth. It was like... And that, ladies and gentlemen, was our first kiss. Now let's get back into the car. It's too rainy outside.
It's so wet. All right, we're on our drive home. That rain really kind of spoiled
romantic.
It was romantic. We kissed in the rain. Hey, that was sweet. I like that.
Something we didn't get to do on our first date.
We did not. Yeah.
Yeah, but what did we really talk about during our first date, Gwen?
I mean, we talked about a lot.
We were probably both very like on edge and anxious, but honestly, those were great conversations during our first date.
We had sparkling conversation.
We
and
absolutely did.
amazing.
It felt natural, right?
It did. Nothing felt forced.
And then the make-out sesh.
I apologize for that, okay?
After we did that, did we do anything else, Gwen?
Did we? I thought
No.
you just dropped me off at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
just dropped me
was
off
the
at home.
perfect gentleman.
He was.
Even though she did all those things with her tongue.
He could have suggested anything, and I probably would have gotten along with it,
But I was
yeah.
the perfect gentleman
He
because
was.
I knew that she was someone special.
Aw.
And I didn't want to rush it. Also, the tongue kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like that I mean, hey, you gotta leave your mark somehow, right? You gotta make somebody remember you. That's a great way to do it.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Seeing what it was like on our first date. All right, everybody. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We love you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.